Tonight, DPS says a sixth person has died from Saturday's deadly crash. The pileup involved 7 vehicles in Kaufman County.
And tonight, police tell us one man fell asleep behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler as he was driving down I-20 in Terrell. The driver slammed into an F-150 in front of him, violently pushing it into 2 other semis. One of those jackknifed and hit 3 other vehicles.
5 people died on the scene. Several others had injuries. Tonight, we're digging into the driver's history and how he could have fallen asleep at the wheel in the first place. Investigative reporter Tanya Iser has been digging into the dangers of trucking here in Texas, highlighting the problems of trucking companies and drivers with questionable histories. Tanya joins us from our Dallas newsroom. Tanya, have you learned about this trucking company?
Yes, Cynthia, we've spent the day and we've confirmed that the company is Hope Trans LLC based in Tacoma, Washington. Federal records show Hope Trans has 195 drivers and 193 trucks out of 267 inspections. There were no critical violations found, but what I saw was a pattern that stood out. Drivers were repeatedly cited for exceeding their hours. And in this Terrell crash, as we know, DPS says the driver fell asleep behind the wheel. And we also found that the listed address for this company traces back to a co-working space in Tacoma. And at this point, we have not confirmed whether the company actually has an actual office at that location.
We know you've been digging all day. Is it required for a trucking company to have a physical address, Tanya?
Absolutely. Under federal rules, a company must list a physical address. That means a real location where safety and driver records are kept, and where federal inspectors can conduct on-site reviews. In a recent investigation that we did, we found that there were questionable carriers out there who often use virtual addresses or P.O. boxes to avoid scrutiny, making it harder for regulators to keep tabs on them.
Have you been able to reach the owner of the company?
No, we have not. The company's registered owner is Aisha Magomedova. We reached out to her by email and also by phone, and so far we haven't got a response. We also found a LinkedIn page for her, and it said she was a student at the University of London and that she also owned a company called Fiorto Trucking. But after we contacted a possible relative, that LinkedIn page disappeared. And obviously, we're continuing to investigate the company's safety history and ownership, and we'll bring you more as we learn them.
All right, our thanks to you, Tanya Iser, in our Dallas newsroom.